Gold and silver have stood the test of time. They give stability in times like these. Start an IRA this month with Noble Gold and you'll get a 1/10 ounce gold bullion American Eagle coin. You'll be growing thousands of extra tax-deferred dollars in your fund over the years safely and steadily. Visit noblegoldinvestments.com. Good evening. I'm still reporting on the coup. Dr. Grouchy is coming under ever-increasing scrutiny now, and my reporter's intuition tells me this is just the beginning. This whole sordid mess is going to be revealed for what it most probably is, a gigantic cover-up of the origins of COVID in order to prevent the collapse of the coup d'etat and all that implies. Suffice it to say that this coup will be seen as 1,000 times bigger than the Watergate scandal or any other scandal in American history. In early 2020, ICAN, the Informed Consent Action Network, a group dedicated to returning honesty to the practice of medicine, must have been tipped off to something dark driving the major medical decisions to serve political goals. So they submitted Freedom of Information Act requests to the NIH for public documents sent by Dr. Fauci, the longtime director of the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, that's NIAID. Those perfectly legal requests were ignored, so on June 29, 2020, ICAN brought a lawsuit against the NIH. NIH was forced to agree to release Dr. Fauci's emails on a rolling basis so they would have time to redact certain embarrassing emails. Shortly after ICAN announced that Fauci's emails were about to be released, Twitter suspended their account, an apparent blatant piece of censorship. To date, 3,200 pages of Fauci's emails have been released so far, and one of the latest finds is an email where portions have been redacted because it is part of a criminal investigation. Laura Ingraham interviewed Phil Kerpen, an expert on the footnoting system used in FOIA responses that indicates why the redaction was made.
Phil, I want to start with an email between Fauci and Peter Daszak, who funneled NIH funds to Wuhan and is a big advocate of this gain-of-function research. Phil, I want to start with an email between Fauci and Peter Daszak, who funneled NIH funds to Wuhan and is a big advocate of this gain-of-function research.
Peter Daszak is head of the EcoHealth Alliance, a British zoologist who has been a big supporter of research on increasing the deadliness of COVID-19. Why in the world would anybody want to support that type of research? His group served as a conduit for money between Fauci's group, NIAID, and the Wuhan Virology Lab in China.
Now, a huge chunk of it is redacted, citing exemption B7A. What does that refer to?
Well, Laura, it refers to a criminal investigation, and this is a very unusual exemption from an agency like the NIH. Usually this exemption shows up when you FOIA, the FBI or ATF or some other enforcement agency, and they use it for information that could compromise a current ongoing investigation. So for this to show up in an NIH document production is extremely unusual.
So a criminal investigation into the ongoing gain-of-function research during a moratorium, or an individual who was doing that, or we just simply don't know?
Well, we really don't know, but it's interesting because this is not Fauci writing, this is Daszak writing, and so presumably it's information that he had that's now relevant to some ongoing criminal investigation. I don't know who's under investigation or for what, but this is unusual and does indicate the existence of some investigation.
Yeah, they have to be, all this has to be unredacted.
Then Laura and Kerpen look at another suspiciously redacted email between Fauci and Mark Zuckerberg concerning a so-called trade secret.
There's one concerning email between Fauci and Zuckerberg. Much of it is redacted, citing B4 exemption. Phil, what does that refer to, and why might they invoke it? It's after Zuckerberg says, would like you to do a colloquy, a live Facebook interview, and talks about how they're going to have a coronavirus database. But then at the end of the interview, it says, finally, comma. Then the whole paragraph is X'd out. Huh.
Yeah, and then in Fauci's response, we have him saying it's very exciting and he's most excited about this redacted. And so we don't know what he's most excited about. That B4 exemption refers to trade secrets, so commercially protected intellectual property, that kind of thing. It's very hard to figure out what trade secrets could have possibly been implicated in an offer like this. My conjecture is it was something along the lines of, we'll give you the ability to decide what's subject to fact-checking or suppression on our platform, something like that, that they would have found embarrassing to disclose. I don't think that's a trade secret, so I think it would not be a legitimate redaction, but it's hard to see what they could have hiding behind there that really would qualify as a trade secret. So I hope we'll see an appeal of this, but I don't know what BuzzFeed's thinking in that regard.
I'm still reporting from just outside the citadel of world freedom. Good day. This report is brought to you by Ageless Body, a powerful combination of 5 of the world's best immune-supporting antioxidants available, packed into one capsule. And it's on sale today for up to 51% off, and will even include free shipping within the United States until we sell out. Included is not just vitamin C, but one of the most bioavailable forms of vitamin C, magnesium ascorbate. Also included is a form of turmeric that is 46 times as absorbable as most other forms. To order, click on the link below, www.agewithbill.com.